Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Scarlet Letter written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Come, let's go to the summary. The main characters of The Scarlet Letter are Hester Prynne, Roger Chillingworth, Arthur Dimmesdale, Pearl, Hester's daughter, Governor Bellingham, and Mistress Hibben. Come, let's go to the story. Now, Scarlet Letter actually begins with a preamble, and this preamble tells how the book was written. The narrator, whose name is not given in the book, he is working as a surveyor in the custom house in Salem, Massachusetts. And when he is looking around the office, he discovers a manuscript, and this manuscript is kept in a bundle of a scarlet gold embroidered patch of cloth in the shape of A. And the document tells about an incident which happened 200 years before. And the narrator reads the document, and later when he gets time, he writes it as the story, The Scarlet Letter. And this incident happened in the 17th century, and it happened in Boston. At that time, Boston was filled with Puritan settlement. One day, a young woman, Hester Prynne, she is taken from the town prison with her infant daughter Pearl, and Hester carries her in her arms, and they are taken to the town scaffold, which is in an elevated position in a large area, and actually she is wearing the scarlet letter A on her breast. Many people gather around the scaffold and they look at Hester, and at that time the town elders, they come and they ask Hester to confess a sin, and they ask her to reveal the identity of the person who is supposed to be her daughter's father. And among the people who are standing, there is an elder person, and he asks a person who is next to him what is happening. And the other person tells him that Hester is being punished for adultery. The onlooker inquires more, and he finds out that Hester's husband, who is a scholar and also a much older man than her, has sent her to America and told her that he will follow her, and he never came back to Boston. And it was realized that he was lost in the sea. After waiting for a husband for a long time, Hester has had an affair with another person, and she has now delivered this baby child. And when they asked her to reveal a lover's identity, she was not willing to reveal who he is, and therefore she is shamed in the public by having made to wear the scarlet letter A in her breast. And this is the punishment for the sin she has committed and for her secrecy. And even on that day, Hester refuses to reveal the identity of her child's father. Now, actually this elder onlooker only is Hester's missing husband. But now he is in the same place practicing as a medicine practitioner, and he has kept his name as Roger Chillingworth. Now, after coming to know about Hester's sin, he decides to stay back in Boston itself and take his revenge on her. Then he meets Hester, who recognizes him, but he tells her that she should not tell anyone that Roger Chillingworth is her husband, and he makes her to promise, and Hester also promises that she will never say that Roger Chillingworth is her husband. Now several years pass, and Hester starts working as a seamstress, and Pearl also grows into a willful and impish child. Now Hester, because of a sin, she is kept in the outskirts. She is shunned by the community, and she is kept in the outskirts of Boston. And actually the community officials, they try to separate Pearl and Hester, but a young and eloquent minister, Arthur Dimmesdale, he helps Hester and sees to it that the mother and the daughter are together. Now this Dimmesdale is having a mysterious heart trouble, which was caused by psychological distress, and the person who is giving treatment to him is Roger Chillingworth. And slowly this Chillingworth attaches himself to Dimmesdale, and he slowly starts coming and living in his house itself, because he has to give him 24 hours care. And Chillingworth has a doubt whether Demistel is connected with Hester's secrecy of maintaining the identity of the child's father. And one day, when Demistel is asleep, he sees a mark on the man's breast. Now his suspicion is convinced. He knows that he is correct. And he starts increasing the psychological anguish of Demistel slowly. And this makes Demistel to invent new tortures for himself. Now Hester, on the other place, she does a lot of charitable deeds, and thus the community starts liking her, and she also regains some respect from the society. One night, when Pearl is about 7 years old, Hester and Pearl are returning home. At that time, they find Demistel standing on the same scaffold where Hester was standing 7 years back, and he is trying to punish himself for his sin. Immediately, Hester and Pearl join him, and all the three of them link their hands. Now, Hester finds out that Demistel's condition is becoming worse. So, she goes to Chillingworth and asks him to stop tormenting Demistel psychologically. But Chillingworth says that this is his revenge and he refuses. And then Hester meets Demistel, and Demistel and Hester, they decide to go off to Europe and start living as a family. And since the ship will be leaving in 4 days, they plan to take that ship and leave to Europe. So the day before the ship could sail, Demistel gives his speech, a most eloquent sermon ever, to the townspeople who are gathered there. At the same time, Hester also comes to know that Chillingworth has found out their plans of escaping to Europe, and he has also booked a ticket in the same ship. Now, Demistel, before he could leave the church, after his sermon, he sees Hester and Pearl standing in the crowd, and he calls them on the scaffold, and they, with his lover Hester and his daughter Pearl, he confesses publicly that he is Pearl's father, and he also exposes a scarlet letter which he has seared on the flesh of his chest. And Pearl kisses him, and when Pearl kisses him, he falls down dead. Now Chillingworth, who is frustrated in his revenge, also dies a year later. Hester and Pearl, they leave Boston, and for many years they do not reveal anything to the town. After many years, Hester alone comes back to Boston. She is still wearing the scarlet letter, and she comes and starts living in the same old cottage where she was living earlier, and she resumes her charitable work. Pearl keeps sending her a letter, and now Pearl is married to an European aristocrat. And when Hester dies, she is buried next to Demistel, and both of them share a single tombstone which has the scarlet letter A inscribed on it. So this is how the story ends. It's a very beautiful and a very famous story. If you have anything to add on to the story, write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. And when subscribing, don't forget to press the bell button. Only then you will receive the notification of any videos which I post them. Thank you.